What it do, boo? Welcome to Tarot by Vision. This is where we come together to tarot and hear messages from spirit so that we can actively co-create with the universe. Alright, so this is a Do the Damn Thing daily reading. And for this one, I feel guided to do a reading around how to make the first step. Because what keeps coming up in a lot of the readings is the hesitancy to start, and being that we're still in the first week of the new year in 2021, it's important, I think, for us to move forward around how do we begin to march toward these goals that we each have individually in our lives, and how do we work through hesitancy, resistance, and those sort of things. So the Do the Damn Thing daily today is going to be all focused on how to make the first step. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has in store for us today on making the first step. Alright, I hope you all are having a good year and new year thus far. Alright, our first card is this. Okay. All right. So for a lot of us, so we got the Nine of Swords. Okay. So for a lot of us, the first step in whatever this is that we are want to go towards, we've got to forgive the past. Okay. So this, as you can see, this person who has this these knives going through their heart and they're up all night, right? So it's like for a lot of us, things that have happened to us in our past has fucked up our self-esteem. Also, things that have happened in our past we're still living it as if it's right now, right? So it's like in order for us to begin to be able to fully move to those new goals and really have the self-esteem and self-worth toward those goals, it's time to forgive whatever has happened. And now that's not saying that the things that have happened to you are okay, right? Forgiveness is accepting that it is, and that it couldn't be any other way, right? So you do that, that forgiveness will work for you. So it's like, it's not that you have to go back and start fucking with the people or the organizations or the different things that really did this to you or that caused this heartache. It's about looking at your part in it, forgiving it, and being willing to move forward in your life regardless of it. So accepting it as part of your story and also own that narrative. For a lot of us, like, we don't talk about the things that have caused this kind of energy because we're protecting people. We don't want to badmouth or that sort of thing, right? If it happened to you, you can own it. Own it as part of your story. Put it in part of your armor because you got through it. And know that you have the ability to create anew and you are worth it. Okay, so for a lot of us, it's getting to that point of not even forgiving the past so much as accepting the past. Accept it so that we can move on. It happened, babe, and you got through it. You're more resilient than you think. Okay, so for a lot of us, we got to go through that in order to be able to move forward on these goals that we got in 2021 off jump. These two cards wanted to pop out. Okay, we got the Hanged One in reverse and the Ace of Wands here. Okay, so I think that for a lot of us, these heartaches are really preventing us from stepping into that next side of us, and therefore we're not really able to move forward. So again, it's like in order to accept where you're going and a new thing and your new goals and the new things in your life, remember, you have to own all of your story, babe. Own it all. Accept it all. Okay. Now tie it up here. All right, very interesting. This is what's necessary to get these goals accomplished and getting to the get to up in here, babes. Okay. Next card is this. Yeah, alright, got it. King of Cups. Okay, so here's the thing. This is about not being a victim, but utilizing the wisdom from these experiences that have happened to you as fuel to move on, right? So it's like, it's not like, oh, I'm a victim and all those things happen to me. It's like, yes, all those things happen to me, and these are the things that I have learned, and this is the wisdom that I'm going to take with me as I move forward into this new journey, right? So it's about, learning boundaries and learning how to say no and loving yourself above all else, and how to be able to communicate all those things that you've learned, because you don't want to go through those things again, right? So again, it's accepting whatever parts that you played in it. It's not about blaming yourself, but it's like, oh, I didn't realize at the time that I need to speak up for myself in this way, and X, Y, and Z, and take that wisdom with you on this new journey. So again, it's like there's nothing to be ashamed about, because these experiences have created wisdom, which is going to make you that much more powerful where you're going to end up on your journey. Wow, come through, universe. All right, so taking that pain and accepting it and transmuting it into wisdom that you utilize going forward. It's about not making those same mistakes again, and really having the self-worth to move right straight forward. Clarifying this Nine of Swords. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, so this moving out of this energy and getting to the place of this wisdom here is something that's going to have to be cultivated. So this isn't something that's just going to happen overnight. A lot of it is really sitting and processing those feelings. Like in situations that I've had in my life, like this takes a while, right? But you'll know, like, when you've reached this King of Cups energy, the wise one on the throne. You'll know when you've processed it enough and healed it enough to be on that throne, and that's where you're getting to. And I think that what the universe is saying is that for a lot of us, that's the prerequisite for getting some of these goals going. Next card is this. Yep, so the time for any of that reflection about this situation that has happened needs to be going ahead and done now. So go ahead and reflect around, how do I get from this energy into the wisdom and being able to take it with me in this King of Cups here. So that reflection is necessary. Okay. Good stuff. Wow. The universe never ceases to amaze me. All right, yes. And then that way you can come on out of this struggle. Eight of Swords. Yeah, so it's like by doing this reflection on the things that have hurt you and have fucked up your self-esteem and are preventing you from moving on, by doing that is how you get out of the struggle, right? So again, these goals and these visions and these things that you have coming in 2021 for you aren't just going to magically appear, right? It's about being in alignment and in balance with the universe. All right, let's clarify this Hanged One in reverse. Okay. You really do want to accomplish these goals. So again, it's about doing it for you, babe. The next card is this. Yeah, okay. Five of Pentacles. It's time to come on in out the cold in your own life, in the sense of, becoming this authentic self by going in and doing that healing work. Okay, so remember, this may be difficult to hear, but if we're not running full stop ahead towards our goals, a lot of time there's some self-esteem and some self-worth stuff that's going on there for you to examine. Because why are you getting in your own way, type T. And that's no shade, but that's like the real, so that we can be, again, purposely co-created. Next card is this. Five of Wands in reverse. Okay. So for some of you who are moving toward these new goals, you're going to have to start watching the company that you keep. Okay, so for some of you, it might be the company that you're currently keeping has what's put you in this. You've allowed to put you into this Nine of Cups energy. Okay, so this is about saying that if you're in a situation that is people around you making you feel a certain type of way, it's going to be about looking at those relationships. Because again, at the end of the day, who you going to fight for, you or them? Again, it's about communication, right? If you realize that some of those things are going on in your relationships, it's about communicating that with those people that you're in relationship with and how they respond with the information to you around what your next moves have to be. The next card is this. Yeah, so for a lot of us, because of these relationships, it's been a rocky and tough journey. All right. Clarifying this Ace of Wands in reverse. We got the Two of Pentacles. Okay. So in order to be able to get into this whole wisdom mode, it's going to be a lot of reflection and getting into balance. I think for a lot of you, it's going to it's about cultivating self-esteem and self-worth, honey. You got to love yourself enough to heal and get on this throne. This is about believing God and not believing everybody else about what they have had to say about you before. Again, Three of Wands. Yep, so for a lot of us, a lot of swords up in here. A lot of swords up in here, right? So it's like there's a lot of internal battle and struggle that's going on for a lot of us, right? That this is why you can't just... This is why you're having a hard time getting started on those goals. Or keeping those goals consistent, or having the motivation, because it's like you think that you can fast forward to this, but it's like, no, you got to get through and process and heal all this sore energy you got going on here. So again, as I say many times, there are no warp zones. There are no there aren't any warp zones. There aren't any Cliff Notes versions to this spiritual growth that we are doing here. All right. My cards are mixed up here, y'all. Preaching and testifying. Okay. Let's clarify this King of Cups here. Very interesting. A lot of swords. So that's like the equivalent of being in a sword fight and just think you're just going to go right from that sword fight to like a dinner date or to a Christmas party. It's like without taking... like going home or even going to the emergency room first, getting stitched up, going home, taking a shower, bandaging up your wounds, and like being able to then go forward and move into thing, right? It's like a lot of y'all want to move straight from all this sword energy right to this this throne. It's like the universe is politely letting us know, and it don't work like that, boo. Okay. Clarifying this King of Cups here. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. I got it. So this is about your goals, right? Once you can process and heal through that stuff and cultivate that self-esteem, you're able to get on this throne. And then, because God already knows that you deserve it, you got to know that you deserve it so that you do the action to attract it. And when the universe is saying is once you do that, the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor. Wheel of Fortune. Fantastic. Our next is this. Yep, King of Wands. Then you're able, from a space of individuality, uniqueness, a space of a wise person who's standing and grounded in who they are, will you be able to move on this next level that you see for yourself. So I think for a lot of us, it's just been, we've psyched ourselves up or out around like, oh, this is going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Will it be worth it? Yes, because you're doing it for you. Give yourself a chance. Heal and give yourself a chance. You've already been through it. You survived it. Looked at where you've gained wisdom so that you can stack up that self-worth to attract it. Wow. 7 of Wands in reverse. Some of us have to stop fighting God. Because you want it your way, babes. You're not going to have your way all the time, right? But what this is saying is trust that just because it happened to you, right? It's like you're like, I think a lot of us, and that shouldn't have happened, that was wrong, and all those sort of things. That came up in an earlier reading too, right? Is that you can't, from your limited perspective, you can't see the bigger purpose in things. So you're judging the things that have happened, right? So from your limited perspective, it's like you're fighting what is. What is. That's one of the major things around spiritual journey and development, is that trust in the universe, that even though it's been painful, that there's its purpose in it. You don't get it your way all the time. Yeah. To clarify in the reading, finally, is the High Priestess in reverse. So again, the time to cultivate wisdom is now. Don't be stubborn and resist it. You've already gone through it, right? So instead of being like, well, they wronged me and they X, Y, and Z, yes, they did wrong me. Yes, people have done a lot of fucked up shit, right? But as I said in reading the other day here, they're going on about their lives, boo. This is about you. So it's about like, how do I move into acceptance around a thing so that I can move the fuck on? Because I got shit to do. Spiritual growth is making that decision to do that. All right. The past card is this. 5 of Swords. Yeah, so for a lot of us, it's been a battle for a while. Again, more sword energy. Present card is this. 7 of Wands. So now it's time to fight for your own. Now it's time to fight for this throne in your life. So instead of fighting the universe and what is, now it's about, let me fight to get into alignment. Let me fight into not self-sabotaging myself. Let me fight to like begin to see myself in a different way. Let me fight to X, Y, Z for me. Okay, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so it's like once this new wiser you is you won't have to do this over and over again, right? It's like you won't have, if you've really healed from something, right, you don't have to re-heal from it over and over again. So I think a lot of us are afraid of like going kind of internal, I think, for a lot of us, because it's like we feel as though it's too difficult and we're going to have to do it over and over again. It's like, no, you're not. Right? Once you do it once, you'll be able to move on, boo. And you'll be glad you did, so that it's not holding you back anymore. Okay. Two oracles here. Okay, we got purpose in reverse. So yeah, so do the work so that you can begin to stand in your purpose. This is about purpose. Those who have ears to hear. Goddess of the shadows, what you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. So what you see to be this is actually a hidden treasure. It all comes back together because through that is the wisdom that you need to go and fulfill this purpose. You got to cultivate faith, baby. The universe isn't going to take you down, take you through something for naught. There's a book in there. There is an album in there. There is whatever it is. There is an ability to start, you know, a support group. Whatever it is for you. There's purpose in all things. All right. So this is a mini card clarifier, and then we'll go back in reverse and we'll be about. Okay, Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is going to be about making the commitment to your goals and to your purpose and fighting for it. So if it's something that you see in your life that you really, really want, you know, nobody can give it to you. You've got to do it for yourself. And so it's about looking at what's preventing me from getting there. Okay? So fight for it. Going backwards. Standing in your purpose. Oftentimes the things that we perceive to be, it's that's like that saying, right? It's like the devil meant it for bad, but God meant it for my good, right? It's about having trust. And asking for discernment around certain situations about what was the purpose in that, God? Like, what was it supposed to help to teach me so that I can move forward and so that I can feel healed, right? So again, once you do that healing, you won't have to do it over and over again. It's almost like do it, not get it over with, but it's like do it so that you can move on, so that you can accomplish your goals, right? Because at the end of 2021, you don't want to look back and be like, oh, I wanted to do all those things and I didn't do anything. Fight for it, for you. And move out of the struggle. Be willing to accept the wisdom that has been cultivated and don't fight the universe. I know that's hard. That's why it's spiritual work. Because again, look where you end up. Look where you end up. Look where you end up. It won't be for naught. So move and do the work to get out of the struggle. Get into balance. Because again, the universe is wanting to offer you all this dope shit right here. That's on the other side of moving out of this energy. You can't accomplish goals from your vision when you up all night in the bed feeling like all these swords have gone through your back, babe. And while they may have, it's about accepting whatever it is. And looking at, again, that wisdom that you've earned from it. So that the authentic you can begin to come out. So that you can come out of the cold in your own life. Look at the people in your life that you've allowed to cause that. Be willing to do the reflection to cultivate a higher sense of self and well-being for yourself. So for a lot of you, you may still be dealing with a lot of the people that have been giving you that sword energy. So you might still be in a job or in a relationship or a lot of situations where you feel like, remember, you had the 3 of Swords of the swords going through the heart. You had that 8 of Swords of the swords going through in the middle of the night, right? So for a lot of you, with that, I believe it's either the 5 or the 6 of the wands in reverse, a lot of you are still have those people in your life, right? So it's about, the part of this is about you gotta want it bad enough. I'm not saying you gotta cut people out tomorrow. Do some reflection. Okay? All right. So again, this was an amazing reading. Again, the universe is really calling me because I feel that people are, like, you want a new thing, but you feel stuck in starting it. So I was led to do a reading on that. So this is something I think is worth watching more than once. I'm not saying because the universe channeled it through me, but I know that was powerful and I hope that it's helpful. But it's something that doing it step by step and being purposeful, almost like doing it like a journal entry and writing out what those things are and what those people are and what that self-esteem work is and all that kind of stuff. This is about being clear that you're worth this work coming into 2021. All right, my dear. Take care, boo. Let's see you. Let's get these goals going for 2021. Much love. Take care.